So just a quick opinion on how to meet women, because I was specifically very shy and didn't know how to find women myself. So I researched this topic, and actually it's pretty easy. So you see plenty of beautiful women. Go rather in the city center or go into the to the closer university campuses. There are always a bunch of pretty girls, and also at sports clubs and bars. That's just where women get invited, and you also have a chance to talk to them.
Hi, I hashtag am a police officer.
Really work. Yeah, there is a chance, but you have the freedom to go outside and talk to anyone you want. You don't need first a match. You can't talk to anyone. Yeah, and places, yes, it's important that you approach as soon as you see them. You need to, you see that woman, and you need to count backwards, like from 5 to 1. And if you get to 1, you approach. And the first approaches will be a little bit painful, uncomfortable. You never do that. It's like going the first time to the gym, or doing something the first time. It will always be a new experience. You don't know, okay, how to react, and um, just with experience, you will get better. The approaches will get better, and the quality of woman you already choose to approach will get better, because you have a certain type. You yourself as a has have a certain type, and also um, you know, okay, this type of woman will is much more likely to react towards my approach. You also need to look for the subtlety of the woman. Like, does she stand next to you? Or does she look towards you? How, if she passes you? Because sometimes I just recently observed a woman. She passed by me, and um, she made it obvious that she looked at me, and then she stood actually pretty far away from me. That was a little bit interesting. But from there, I just saw from, I still continued um, taking, or just trying to understand the situation. And I saw um, in the corner of my eye that she was still looking to me. Her body language was sometimes towards me specifically, and not into, and this specific interaction wasn't in other directions as well. Of course, it can be something made up sometimes, but oh my god. And I eventually didn't approach her. Why? I don't know. I could have approached her. Um, and yes, instead I approached another girl um, that was standing next to me, and she looked once a little bit like looked up to me, but that was it. And she stood back next to me, and then I approached her, and she was like, um, no, and I just asked, do you know when the bus is coming? And she just shrugged her shoulders, and that was it. That was it. And then I thought, okay, was this just a strict decline of my approach, or does she really doesn't know when the bus is coming? And so I asked another question, and then it get obvious. I think the question was much more personal, or like, how are you, or something like that. And she directly said, no, it was like a little bit of a disgust reaction. So, no, I'm better than you. I don't want. I suppose she just had a boyfriend, and this was a reaction to that approach of mine. And I was like, okay, even if I have a chance, I won't talk to her, because it's just not a nice interaction. It was like, I have better things to do with my time. So, yes, you need to look for the body language of women. They're standing next to you. This is also another story I can share. Um, Yes, the body language is very important because um, if I share the next story, let me yes, because I recognize you can be on the street walking around and you sometimes don't have actually those 5 seconds to approach a woman. It's a split second. You need to decide, do I approach or do I not approach? And rather go approach than not approach. Um, because in those 5 seconds, and yes, at the beginning you give yourself 5 seconds. That's enough time. You will meet enough women that have this time frame where you can meet them. But otherwise, it can be much faster, and you need to first be comfortable in those 5 seconds to then get better and approach in 1 second. It should be like second nature. You see a beautiful woman, you go and talk to her. It doesn't matter what, where, when, whatever. Um, and yes, lately I had an interaction. It's also I think it's rather a fail of an interaction, but that's also important. I think I was on my gay mobile or my e-scooter, how I call it, and saw two girls from a little bit. Yeah, they were like 5 meters far away from me, so I couldn't really see. Okay, are they good or are they my type? Whatever, but they both were carrying big bulky or yeah big chairs on their shoulders. I guess they were students and had some party and just carried over some chairs from a friend or I don't know, or they were on the move. And this woman had a big smile towards me when I passed her on my scooter on a actual high on a speed. And then I thought, hey, nice girl, and what if I should approach her? And I was driving with my scooter still, and into the opposite direction of her. And then I thought, hey, actually, I love those women that are pretty open. And it was like a situation where she was in. It was an uncomfortable situation because some people don't like to go around with bulky things outside in public because, oh my God, what would other people think of me? And I actually like those people that don't give a fuck about the opinions of others. And the situation seemed like that. So after, I don't know, 60 seconds or 30 seconds, I turned around, drove back, and yes, then it could have been a little bit. Oh no, it wasn't shocking. For the second girl, it was a little bit shocking, but for the first girl that was in front and carrying actually two chairs, and the other one was behind her was just carrying one chair, but she was like. Had a big smile on her face and said, yeah, was actually happy I approached her. She thought it was normal, it was okay. And she said she has a boyfriend. And I was like, okay. And I turned towards the second girl and she was like completely confused. She was a little bit, not disgusted, but kind of like uncomfortable. She was like, "Oh my God, what a weirdo! Just comes here with his e-scooter," and you need to now rethink your situation. Who is the weirdo? Are you the weirdo, or is she the weirdo? Because probably she never gets approached. Because I don't know, she never gets approached. Because yeah, it's rather yeah, because she never gets approached, and she can't. Um, She, she had a hard time understanding the situation, interpreting it, and giving a friendly decline because she doesn't have the training on it. So I think she could have been the weirdo, right? So yeah, that's all to it. Thank you for watching. Oh, and I have actually another story, but that's for another time. Bye.